right.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
The results from the Michigan and Arizona primaries are still coming in right now.
In fact, tonight's primary is just 2 of the 13 contests being held over the next week, Super Tuesday next week. Let's take a look at Michigan first, and Fox News and other networks now projecting Mitt Romney will win his native state with 70% of the precincts reporting there. And Arizona, no question about Arizona, Mitt Romney on his way to the victory there. All of the networks now projecting him the winner there.
Time to bring in our panel, our power panel, Democrat Jason Grill of J. Grill Media and Republican Annie Presley of Brian Cave Law Firm. Early on, Santorum had that surge, and then it kind of waned. Romney took over, but it was neck and neck in the polls. Why do you think it was such a fight, and do you think this solidifies Romney's stronghold, or do you think that with such a close contention, it's still going to be a fight? Jason?
I think that Mitt was expected to win Michigan. You know, he's from Michigan. His dad was the governor of Michigan, an executive there. I think the people that voted today were 51% were against the bailout. I think that helped him. I also think that a lot of the early voting in the state, which was done before the Missouri, the win for him in Missouri and Colorado a few weeks ago, the 3 states that he won, was done beforehand, so that helped Mitt with early voting. I think as we move forward to Super Tuesday, I think Santorum is going to have to win Oklahoma and Tennessee and probably Ohio, and Mitt's probably going to have to win all the other states except Georgia, which Newt will win. So I think, you know, I think this was expected. I think it was closer than expected, but a big win for Romney because, you know, he was looking like he was going to lose before tonight.
It was very close, Annie.
We also saw Santorum falter a little bit in the last very anticipated debate. And Romney looked more presidential for the first time, and people were very empowered by his ability to debate. And so that helped Romney do better, and Santorum fell. And I think Santorum was the last flavor of the month to try to get a little bit ahead of Romney, and he failed. And so what we saw tonight was that happening. And Newt, of course, did not get any traction whatsoever.
All right, as we head towards Super Tuesday, is it clearly now a 2-man race? And what does Rick Santorum have to do, Annie, to get back into front-runner status? He was there briefly, but then fell back quickly.
The other thing that we saw Santorum do the last week was get a little petty and a little shrill, and that never works in politics. And so I'm not sure that there's anything he really can do. What Romney needs to do is not make gaffes. Gaffes are so compelling for people to make fun of each other. And so Romney needs to just be very careful about what he says. There are 10 states on Tuesday. Washington is this weekend. And Romney just needs to be very, very presidential and be very careful about what he says and hammer on the points the people need to hear about, and that is primarily the economy and unemployment and how to create jobs.
All right. Annie, Jason, thank you very much. We'll see you back here next week on Super Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you do when the county